Wait! Just hang on. I'll get to it in a second. Maybe. I've been kind of putting off this video for a while now. It was submitted to me back in 1998. Top 5 tips on procrastination. No, actually, it was submitted just yesterday. So I'm not that far behind. I'm not a procrastinator. I like to get things done as soon as I need to get them done. As soon as I know they need to be done. I do not like putting things off to the last minute. I can't stand it. I work okay under pressure, not as well as I work when I've had time to deal with something. In fact, we've been talking about doing this video for about 5 hours now, and I asked someone 5 hours ago to change the topic to procrastination. They did, but it took them to this point to make that a capital P. Rewind the video and you'll see what I'm talking about. That was a lowercase p 5 hours ago, and finally they got around to it. I appreciate, sorry. I'm stop procrastinating, and I'll read the tips on procrastination. I'm very grateful. I'm not mad at the chat room ops at live.perillo.com. Not at all. Just trying to have fun with this. We all procrastinate depending on what it is. That's how I know someone doesn't want to do something when it doesn't get done. They're procrastinating for a reason, usually because they don't want to do something. Or maybe just because they're lazy. Hi! This person writes, I'm Rutger in the chat room and in real life, and I've been watching your stream and all your videos and reading all your blog posts. Sounds kind of stalkerish, eh? Yeah, actually, now that you say it, it is kind of freaky. Yeah, I've noticed lots of talk about procrastination, especially in the top 5 tips people send you. So I thought I'd submit some top tips on ways to steer clear of putting things off. Number 1, how much? Look at what you have to do. If you have a few days to do it, like for a project, do a little each day. The quality will end up better, and you won't be rushed to finish it. If it is a short assignment and it's due tomorrow, then do it when you get home from school. Don't save projects until the night before, but don't do it all on the first night. It's kind of funny. I've got a story, and I'm not trying to procrastinate with the rest of the list. I ran away from home in the 5th grade because I was given 3 months to write a book report on Greece, and didn't do it all the way up to the last night. I said I didn't do it, and the next day I was supposed to present, and so I ran away from home, taking all my Star Wars figures and some potato chips, and was eventually turned in by a friend. And my parents let me stay home that next day, and I did an entire report on Greece with 50 note cards and annotations in the 5th grade, long before the internet. And I still have that, too. I've got it around here. In fact, I probably should have dug it out. I've been meaning to, but I just haven't done it yet, just to show you that I still have it. Number 2, consequences or rewards. What happens if you don't like to do the work? And what happens if you don't do it? Will you fail and get yelled at? What happens when you do it and get a good grade? Look at what you get from doing the work on time and not being rushed. If you don't do it, you will most likely get yelled at and possibly grounded. You can tell that Rutger is likely in the age range where he could still get grounded. Is that worth the time it would have taken to do the homework? You may think it's pointless right now and you just want to chill, but look at the bigger picture. Most of the time it's obvious that the time it would take to get the work to do the work is a lot less than the time spent getting yelled at or being grounded. And even being married, I am still getting grounded. Mostly from the things that I say, not so much about the things that I don't do. Number 3, timing. Don't rush yourself by putting the work off until the last minute. Not only are you going to have a reduced quality piece of work, but you'll get stressed. If you have more than one day to do it, use those days. If there's only one way to do it early, like when you come home from school or work, and then look at it again later, or have a parent look at it. Look for mistakes and make it a bit neater. So he's specifically talking there about homework, but I think, that's advice that stands up to just about any task that needs to be done. Number 4, what else is there? If you want to go out with friends, try to get some work done first. If you can't, when you get home, do it. Getting it done while you're awake is important. I agree, because sometimes getting things done when you're asleep is it's difficult. But you don't have to have this task consume all your time. If all you do is spend time on work and projects, then you're going to get stressed out, and in the end, you'll probably give up easier on work down the road. Have fun, and get your work done. Find the balance that's right for you. But remember, the work still has to be done. And I think it's a key phrase in there. Find the balance that's right for you. Find what works for you. There's fantastic software for all sorts of operating systems, web-based software that can help you task track. You've got to find what works for you. For me, it's annoying me. I have to be annoyed by something in order to take care of it. That's why you don't see a lot of yellow stickies. And if you see a yellow sticky on my desk, that means I'm trying to annoy myself to get me to do something. That's how I hack my mind. Because I can't stand a messy desk. Can't stand it. Number 5, think about it. This one really helps me. Thinking about what needs to be done. If there's a lot of stuff to do, think about it. It can make you more aware of how important it is to do it. When you think about it, remember what the rewards and consequences are and when they come into play. Look at the whole picture. What do you have to do? What happens when you don't do it? What happens when you do it? What are the other things you want to do today? It's largely what gets me motivated to do work. Is 99% of the time, there's an incentive for me. And not just thinking about it. You think about the big picture, but componentize each particular piece of that bigger picture. And if you don't look at it as one big task, potentially, but as several smaller tasks, it's going to be easier to complete the bigger task. So if you break it up, if you use apps that are better suited to work within less of a linear fashion when it comes to task tracking, GTD apps are what spring to mind. I found a great one for OS X called Things. I think I've talked about it before. THINGS. It's a great desktop app, and it lets me just write down tasks and then categorize them in various categories, and then I can click a button and then see every task that I've tagged with this keyword or that keyword. It's a great way of tracking things that otherwise are very difficult to track in traditional task lists. You find which method works for you. For me, and I've mentioned this before too, by and large, the things that I need to get done are sitting in my inbox. My inbox is, for the most part, pretty pared down. I try to keep less than 100 in there a day. Of course, it floats up to about 300 when I wake up in the morning. And most of those emails, luckily, are emails from princes in Nigeria who want to send me all their money. It's kind of neat. I've got a lot of friends in Nigeria, apparently. I didn't know I did. It's kind of, yeah, they're following me on Twitter, all of them. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. Maybe you've got further tips, or maybe you just want to give out some general reminders and spur people to get to the point where they're actually taking care of things instead of just thinking about taking care of things. That's what stops most people. You realize that? It's not doing the work. It's thinking about doing the work and then never doing it. Or talking about doing it and then never doing it. Doing it is, I swear, 10% of it. Just doing it. And then if it, didn't work the right way, you do it again. And if you don't do it again, well, then you're either lazy or you're just not proud of the work that you do. Find your workflow. Find what works for you. Stick with it. Be consistent. Don't start one system and then drop it 2 days later. Then pick up a new one and then drop that a week later. Stick with it. I'm not procrastinating. Okay, you want me to finish the video? Fine. You've got my email address, chris@pirillo.com. And you know where we're chatting, right? We're typically talking tech, getting things done, 24 hours a day.
I got another tip.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
The system that I use is called active procrastination.
And how does that work?
Basically, it works by you procrastinate from doing the very big project by doing the smaller ones, the easier ones first.
Aha.
So you're actually doing work, but you're still procrastinating at the same time.
I see. I don't want to end this video. Because as soon as I end the video, then we're going to do a giveaway. And I wanted to wait until we had more people watching us live. Right now we've only got 630 people watching us live. We'll do it later. We'll do the giveaway later.
I never procrastinate.
We'll do it later. It's not that big a deal. Is it that big a deal? You guys really want me to do the giveaway? Fine. You're watching this video possibly not live, and if you are, then I bet you're really disappointed because you procrastinated stopping by our website, which is at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later. Maybe.